Hello, welcome to this second day of the Molecular Evolution and Phylogenetics session. And the question of the day today is going to be: how can we establish the reality of past speciation events, and how can we date these events or provide a timestamp in terms of million years ago? So to introduce this question, I chose to show you this picture. It's from a paper, published in 2002, Placental Mammal Diversification and the Cretaceous Tertiary Boundary. So I enlarged this picture, and this picture shows a phylogeny, a phylogenetic tree, linking all these placental mammals. So we are somewhere in there. We are here. And you also have our friends, the mice and rats, and cats, and probably my best friend, the dog, is somewhere around also. Okay, so that's quite impressive, in fact, to see that we are able to build such evolutionary histories from the knowledge of only the extant sequences. So what we have is that we, from our 21st century viewpoint, we sequence sequences pertaining to these different species, and we are able to do two things that are pretty impressive. First, we are able to build a phylogenetic tree, so determine the topology, linking these different species together in a tree. So for instance, we are able to see that, the mouse and rat are closely related, more closely than the mouse is related to the caviomorph. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's probably a tiny cute animal. They belong to the family of rodents. So yes. So we are able to determine the existence of points in the history where speciation occurred, meaning that what was before, at that time, a single species became or gave rise to two different species that are mouse and rats that we know today. And probably at the moment, just after the speciation, the mice and rats were not exactly the same as the animals we see today. So that's the first feat. That's the first impressive achievement of molecular evolution sciences, to be able to draw this tree. And the second achievement is to be able to date these events. So how is it possible? How can we possibly say that, for instance, the time when mice and rats formed only one species was something around 15 million years ago? Okay, and before that, earlier than this date, there was only one species combining, I don't know if I can say combining, but one species that was the ancestor of mice and rats. Okay, and for humans, here in the primates, we have this type of monkey, and we see that we diverged longer ago, okay? Like around 78 million years ago was the speciation time, the time in which we formed only one species. So I want you to think about this double question: how is it possible to infer the existence of speciations events in the past, and how is it possible to know more or less at what time they occurred, knowing that we are going to get estimates in terms of million years ago, and obviously not with such a fine-grained measurement as would be giving dates in years. Okay, it's in million years ago, and at the scale of evolutionary events, 1 century is almost nothing. I hope you will enjoy this day, and see you later for the next videos.